Hello and welcome to the last episode of the season of Viking women's basketball with Chelsey Gregg. The Vikings are home for their last two home games this Thursday and Saturday. We'll get into all the festivities that'll be associated with the final home weekend. But first, Coach, we texted after the last weekend on the road. You mentioned you wanted your team to play with a sense of urgency going into these last couple games. How does that look for you?
Absolutely. It's hard to believe that we're already here. That March is near, and really what we want to focus on is playing the best basketball then. Yeah, the sense of urgency. I think, especially with having 5 seniors on the roster, some with injuries, but overall, just this is it. This is it. And so making the most of the opportunity, we've been focusing just really on how can we become the best versions of ourselves on and off the floor. What does that look like? What are those behaviors that we need to see that continue to work on us, which puts us in a good spot moving forward to be able to compete and get that elusive W.
Nice. And so let's get into those seniors. One note before we start. So CeCe Ellington is listed as a senior, but she's going to be coming back. So that's good news for Viking fans. We'll honor her next year, of course. But the 5 seniors that we will be honoring: Courtney Turner, Lana Wanger, Sophia Llanos, Aaliyah Fitzgerald, and Rima Ogele. So just start with maybe Courtney Turner. Been here a year. Big energy off the bench. What can you say about Courtney?
Absolutely. I just think it's been a joy to have her around our program. I think if you are at our games, you can see the energy as she's getting that pregame huddle going. Just can always count on her to bring that. So that's been great to have. With Lana, like we've talked about her athleticism and her length, and just change the game in so many ways. So we're just glad to have had the ability to coach her and excited about her, potentially continuing on overseas.
Mm. And then, going down the list, Sophia has been here 3 years. Unlucky with an injury, of course, that kept her out of the second half of this season, but played over 50 games for you. Also an outstanding student. I know people don't see that when they come to games, but she's 2-time academic All-Big Sky, academic All-District too. So
yeah, it just does all the little things, right? Just great culture kid. So continue to work into the lineup, and I think it was really coming on, unfortunately, when that injury happened. But just says a lot of great things for us. Really fun to be around and really funny. I don't know if people know that about her, but I think she's hilarious. So again, just somebody who's just honored to have as a part of our program for the 3 years.
Nice. And then you got your 2 4-year stars in Alea and Rima. We'll start with Alea. Recently hit 1,000 points just at the last home game here. The last road trip, she hit 100 games started for you guys. So big a member of the program in the last 4 years. What can you say from Alea?
Yeah, I think that with both Alea and with Rima, I think that the loyalty that they've shown to our program, to this university, I think it speaks volumes of their character. But I also think of Portland State and our athletic department and the coaching staff that we have here. They chose us year after year when, they could have not. And so I think that's great to be able to have a part of our program. I think also to have the opportunity to start right away and the time that they've put in and worked on their game to have the ability to come in and impact a program, which isn't always the case with a lot of places that you go. And so I think that's great that they came in with just a will to work and get better and took advantage of that opportunity. So excited about the accolades, but I think overall what we were really focusing on is that when we play well and they play well, our team plays well, that's the focus, right? And so I think that amongst all the individual accolades that are really exciting and well-deserved, we really want to bring it back to the team and make sure that, that we perform well there.
Nice. I mean, I know you just mentioned that about the accolades, but Rima, just to give her flowers, top 10 in rebounds, double-doubles, and games started. And when I think about Rima, I also think about the growth of her 4 years here. She's started as such a young puppy on the freshman, and then now she's, the top dog leader on the team.
Yeah, I think we saw a lot of maturity and growth in her game and on and off the floor, kind of just finding herself within our team, but also just academics and what she wants to do after college. But just really proud of her for the time that she's put in, especially in those last 2 years of getting better and growing her game and doing what we need to be successful. And she always brings the energy. She's got a good voice. We appreciate it.
And you talk about being funny. She's funny.
Yeah. She is.
I've heard some stuff.
That's right. Yeah. She's fun, and I think that, again, just like having some stability too within that. I think there's a lot of turnover these days, and it's been nice to be able to grow with them and be our first 4-year players under my time here as head coach.
Nice. All right, well, let's get into this weekend's games. Thursday, it's Idaho State. They're coming in off of a great week, frankly. They beat Montana by 20. They were in the game against unbeaten Montana State until the fourth quarter. So they're coming in hot. You actually are 2-0 against them, though, in your last two games here. So maybe that's
right.
a game changer. But what will it take to get the win over them?
You know, Seton always gets them playing hard and playing great down the stretch. But I think the reality is that we were in the game at their place, and Pocatello is such a hard place to play. Anyone who's played there knows that. And so coming back home, we're excited about being able to finish here. But we have to rebound. They're, I think, second in the conference in offensive rebounding, and so we got to make sure to keep them off the glass. I think our defense does a great job initially, but then we have to finish the play and make sure we finish that possession off with a rebound. And they just do great team basketball. You can't just say, hey, we're going to shut down Spink and let everybody else go, or we're going to shut down Cavello, or shut down Carlson. That's just not the team that they are. And so it's going to be a collective effort for us to be able to keep them off the glass and then just play with confidence that when we get an open shot that you can knock it down, and if not, then we're going to go get the rebound and put back and just play hard for each other. It's the last weekend at home. We'll leave everything on the table.
All right. And then Weber State coming in on Saturday. Actually, a very similar game when you played them on the road as the Idaho State game, where they got you on the boards, and that was really a difference maker. But it was a game early, and then they that third quarter, they distanced themselves. So what are you hoping to see change here?
Yeah, they're playing with a lot of confidence. Their guard play is pretty good. But I think in that game, we let one run really dictate the rest of the game, and I think we've done a better job with that, where we haven't allowed as extended runs. We've been able to stop them earlier and go on our own. So that's summer that we've been better. We have been better on the glass, especially on the offensive rebounding. I think the last 2 or 3 games we've been in double-digit offensive rebounding, and so that's something that we've improved upon as well. But we just can't allow them to have confidence and good looks early. They're shooting the ball well. They're playing hard and playing well and playing together. So shut down that confidence early and just remember that we have a lot to be playing forward on that senior day and alumni day and people coming out that we can show out and just show that pride that we have with our team and for our university. But it's definitely going to be a battle, but I think that managing runs is something that we're doing better. And it's just always, it's great to be home.
Nice, yes, especially. But yeah, so there it is. Thursday, it's at 7 p.m. against Idaho State. Saturday, it's 1 p.m. against Weber State. So that's an hour earlier than normal, so don't get caught unawares for that, especially since that senior day, you want to come early and see the honors to the 5 seniors. For tickets and all other information, visit GoVikes.com.
Go Vikes!